Hey guys, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to share with you the one thing I've been doing that has totally reset my manifestation practice, my process, and has brought amazing things to me in the last few weeks. I realized a couple months back that I was kind of in a slump. I was running my slide and kind of getting bored, which is a good thing. I've talked about that. But I felt like I needed that purpose to wake up at the top of every hour, like I've talked about in so many videos. And I've needed some oomph behind my manifestation practices. And so the one thing that I did was I started walking while speaking my intentions out loud to the universe. And you can also get the same results if the walking isn't your thing. You could, and speaking it out loud, maybe you live in a busy area and you don't want to look like a crazy person speaking out loud, or you don't have a lot of privacy. You could get the same results by writing and journaling in the same way. The reason why this is so powerful, well, there are two reasons. You are pairing an action or movement, which releases a bunch of energy, creates a lot of energy into those intentions, which kind of gives it what I like to call a superpower or supercharge to those intentions. So pick which one works for you, whether it's walking or writing to get that energy moving, and you are going to speak those intentions out loud in the first person as if they have already happened. Some really cool things have happened almost instantly. You might see some really instant shifts to some things. So I like to do this for my immediate intentions, right? What I need or want for that specific day. And I choose my larger manifestations, my intentions, the big goals I'm working on. So I do it kind of twofold. So let's say for work, I have a really big meeting and I want it to go well. I want the results to be very great. Whatever that is, I will say something like, I am so happy and grateful now that the meeting I had today with X, Y, and Z were really successful, and I got the team buy-in, and my project gave me X number of dollars in savings, whatever that is for the job that you're working on. I had an example where I was working with this staff person, and she was very resistant to the project I was trying to push forward, and she did not want to help me, and she was really busy and having her own problems, and there wasn't a really good interaction setting this meeting up with this person. And so I needed this to go smoother. It was essential for my project and also just to build a good working relationship with this person. And so in my morning walk, and I am a morning person, early morning person, so I'm out walking between 5 and 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's quiet and there's no one around. And so I don't feel weird speaking because there's absolutely no one seeing me, no one's out there, and I just go out in my winter coat and my hat because I live in Cleveland, and I am just letting it out. And so I will say, I am so happy and grateful that, and I'll put the person's name there, is so excited to meet with me on this project, and she understands the rationale behind why I am setting up the meeting, and she's open to brainstorming ideas with me and giving me feedback and moving this project forward. And later that day, when I met with her, it was like a complete 360 shift to the prior communications I've had with this person. I've also seen this in my personal life when there was something going on that I wanted something to go my way, to be productive, and I have seen those shifts almost instantly. Like somebody who I was having difficulty with and was just like throwing like walls up all around. I had been talking in this first person narrative, saying that they apologized for their behavior and they started showing up with their promises in action, live action, instead of just saying, "Oh, I'll change." They started showing up in that way, and it was awesome. When I got back from the walk a couple hours later, I was sitting on the couch. I think we were watching football, and the person texted, reached out, and said they were open to discussing the issues, which I thought was, wow, I just talked about that a couple hours ago. And then you could do the same thing for your big manifestation. So if you are manifesting a new career, if you are manifesting your soulmate, what does that look like? Talk it out loud. I am so happy and grateful now that I am living my life with my husband, who treats me wonderfully. He brought me flowers this morning and I smelled them and they were so beautiful, and really put all that feeling into it. Or I'm so excited. My husband came home today with the most beautiful bunch of flowers, and I feel so loved and special, and our relationship is getting better and better every day. I have done this both ways. I used to do it where I would put on some inspirational music in the morning and I would sit and type on my computer and type it all out. And I have done it where I've done it in my phone notes, or I've talked to text in my phone notes. So whatever works for you, I invite you to try this practice. See how it resets your own manifestation progress and energizes you to get back on the bandwagon and see how the universe aligns for you. If you haven't checked out my video yet on the 5 things I did to manifest my soulmate, catch that here. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll catch you next time.